Previously, she awakens to uncertainty.
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. The ship we arrived in must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
Someone tried to lock down this whole level tight and leave us here, trapped. I don't believe this. There's a ship coming in, sending a docking code. I have a bad feeling about this.
He has come.
Critical damage detected. Statement. Self-destruct sequence activated. 3, 2, 1. Statement.
With HK-50 defeated, the three proceed to the Harbinger.
Something is wrong. I sense no one on board.
You sense no one on board? Sense any assassin droids creeping up behind us like last time?
Everyone here has been slain, yet there are few signs of battle. No carbon scoring, no blast of fire. This place has been hit by assassins of a different sort.
Then what are we doing on this ship? We were better off in the facility.
Oh, and go where? We cannot go back into the facility. If the assassin machine was correct, then we cannot reach the hangar.
You two are supposed to be Jedi? You two are the worst Jedi I've ever met.
We need a course of action, not division in our ranks. Otherwise, this ship will be our last stand.
Look, I don't mean to cast another shadow on this, but even if you could reach the ship you came in on, it wouldn't matter. You'll need the orbital drift charts to clear the Peragus asteroid field, unless you want to have the shortest flight out of Peragus ever recorded.
Though the Harbinger managed to reach the Peragus mining facility safely, its size makes it unlikely to be simple luck that they avoided the asteroids.
Well, of course they have the asteroid drift charts in their Navicomputer. They'd have to.
In that case, they could download the drift charts from the Harbinger and escape on the Ebon Hawk.
Well, we'd have to get to the bridge. Well, that's the biggest problem I can see.
That is a sound plan for the moment. Let us go.
So many corpses. She was expecting bodies, but it's been a long time since she laid eyes on a slaughter of this scale. Their position, and merely few signs of resistance, imply a surprise attack. Whatever happened here happened quickly. Pushing past the bodies, Surak accesses the bridge console. Indeed, the orbital drift charts are present in the Harbinger's database. Once she downloads them to a datapad, she examines logs leading up to the attack.
We have taken on passengers to Telos.
Sir, we've just received an emergency broadcast. A freighter under attack by Sith forces.
The Sith warship is empty, sir. We attached an umbilical and sent 3 strike teams through it, and there's no sign of a crew or its commander.
There's no one on board? What about the escape pods?
They're still in their berths, sir. This place, it's empty. It's like a ghost ship.
Then who was firing at the freighter?
We don't know, sir. The freighter's empty, too. We did a clean sweep and nothing except a lone T3 unit, badly damaged.
Search the freighter and the warship one more time. If they're clean, then we'll tractor the freighter over. No idea why the Admiral thought that freighter worth all the effort, but we'll find out. What about that Sith corpse we retrieved from the warship?
We haven't had a chance to fully examine it, sir. He looks human, but he's fractured in several places.
Then keep me posted. Something's wrong here, and I want to know where all those Sith on the warship went. We're still experiencing a problem with the communications array, and now maintenance is telling me there's a cascade failure in the weapons.
Sir, I just picked up an unusual sound from MedLab.
I have come for the Jedi.
What the hell was that?
Sir, I don't know. Communications just got cut.
Send a security team to MedLab, now!
That was the last report on record. Despite the emergency lockdown being ended, much of the Peragus mining facility is still sealed due to HK-50's override commands. The Ebon Hawk remains inaccessible from within the facility. Instead, they will attempt to proceed to the fuel line of the Harbinger, which connects to the fuel depot, bypassing the locked-down parts of the facility. Unfortunately, this means navigating through to the entirely opposite end of the ship, the only alternative being to return to Peragus and wait for the enemy to find them.
Oh, hell. Better the death you know. I'm right behind you.
Surik, Kreia, and Aten carefully make their way through the Harbinger, safely getting past the bridge deck and through to the crew quarters. Only now does she recall the uneasy feeling the last time she was here. Vulnerable, yet unsure from which side to defend, where to direct her focus. The sensation only worsens as they reach the medical bay, with each corridor granting a new potential angle of attack. She must obtain more information before the threat reveals itself.
Something's wrong. Ever since we picked up that Sith firefight in the region, crewmen haven't been reporting for their shifts, and I can't reach people on the comm. Checking the survivor from the Sith vessel. I'm not sure whether he's alive or dead, or what's even keeping him together. His flesh is cracked and scarred, and I'm registering several thousand fractures in his skeleton, as if each bone was splintered repeatedly over time, then put back together. Judging from the scar tissue, I believe these wounds took place before his death. If so, he must have been in constant pain. I have no idea what's been keeping him together. This is the medical officer. The soldiers sent to the medical bay have just died. I don't know where the subject went. I think he's gone to find more of the crew. With him are Sith. They just appeared right out of thin air, like they were wearing stealth generators, but I think they were always on board. When we stopped to pick up that freighter, they must have come on board the Harbinger. I have no idea how many are on the ship. There could be only a few, or as many as 100. And with communications cut off, we can't call for help. I think that thing in the tank was a Sith Lord, alive the whole time, waiting for something to wake him up.
I have a bad feeling about this.
We must go, and quickly. If we remain here, then we will die.
Since their initial attack, Surik finds it somewhat easier to detect them, her senses finally having some point of reference and growing sharper after each encounter.
Just as I thought. They are assassins, and they are responsible for the attack on the Ebon Hawk and the Harbinger. Sith assassins can sense their prey through the Force. It is like a hunger. They feed and grow stronger when they are near Force sensitives. The stronger their prey is in the Force, the deadlier they become. As long as you were cut off from it, you were able to evade their sight. I fear that you will be no longer shielded from their eyes, or the eyes of their masters. The stronger you grow, the more will come.
As they reach the engine deck, she senses one, but he is not like the others.
I came to warn you, Jedi. You know not what path you walk.
This battle is mine alone. I am not defenseless. He cannot kill what he cannot see, and power has blinded him long ago. Run! I shall be along shortly.
Left only to hope that Kreia has a plan, Aten and Surik continue towards the fuel line.
I sense you, my master. Faint, weak.
Your senses betray you, as you betrayed me.
After all that's happened, still you live. You are difficult to kill.
For one as limited as you, perhaps. To have fallen so far and learned nothing, that is your failing.
The failure is yours. No longer do your whispers crawl within my skull. No longer do I suffer beneath teachings that weaken us. And now you run in search of the Jedi. They are all dead, save one. And one broken Jedi cannot stop the darkness that is to come.
Perhaps we shall see.
What's wrong? Are you alright?
Molten fluid envelops her hand, burning through to the bone. And yet her eyes claim this is a false image. The flesh is unharmed. To her relief, the pain subsides quickly.
What happened to you?
Unaware how the knowledge reached her, she senses its source.
Look, if she's in pain, then that pain's buying us time we can't afford to waste. Especially if Sleeps with Vibroblades gets tired of playing with her and decides to use us for practice next.
Unwilling to allow Krea's sacrifice to be in vain, Aten and Surik emerge on Paragus, on the other side of the fuel line. The route to the hangar should be clear from here. While they're prepared for any sudden surprises, this one is truly unexpected. T3 explains that HK-50 disabled him and simply dumped him into the fuel line. Fortunately, T3's memory core is well shielded. His resilience truly makes him an exceptional droid, though there is something else she cannot quite place. It's time to depart the facility, and she decides T3 will join them. As T3 guides them through the fuel depot, aiding in the disassembly of the droids the HK-50 had tampered with, they finally reach the hangar.
This door's magnetically sealed. I can't believe this. The ship's right out there and we can't get to it. Huh? What is that piece of junk saying?
Surik translates that T3 knows of a way to unseal it.
Alright, well, if he can slice the door open from the terminal above, don't let me stop him.
This is good news, as it means the Ebon Hawk was locked away, beyond the assassin's reach. The path is clear. By the time they board the Hawk and prepare the ship for takeoff, the assassins pour in after them. Once they realize their prey found an escape route, they discarded any attempts at subtlety and rushed directly after their target.
Quick! We're gonna need some time to fire up the engines. Let's give the laser turret a workout.
It's been some time since she operated a turret, but the memory is quickly refreshed. Dozens of assassins rush toward the ship, attempting to board it. She takes out most of them before the boarding ramp is lifted.
We've got company!
Noticing Krea's severed hand, Surik realizes the pain she had felt was not an exaggeration.
Alright, let's get out of here!
She requires urgent medical attention.
There is no time. We must leave.
If they hit us, we're dead, but if they keep missing us, we're dead. It's great odds. Somebody shut that trash compactor up! Now, either they hit us and destroy us, or they hit an asteroid and make the whole field go nova.
What are the asteroids? They can be destroyed by us as well as them, can they not?
That'll take out the whole field, the colony, and maybe us. We might not even be able to jump to hyperspace in time.
Then we die here. Choose now.
The Harbinger is pouring out constant fire after the Hawk. It is inevitable that one of the many asteroids hit will set off a chain reaction. If the Hawk maneuvers behind one of the larger ones, the chain reaction will begin closer to the enemy.
Hold on! This is gonna get a little rocky.
Greetings, historian. The next fragment of Mitra Surik, the complete story, will become available on the following date. You may, however, access this fragment earlier within the following timeframe through memberships. Note that the complete story is still under construction. As fragments are formed, they will be made available to you. At the time of this fragment's appearance, the completion of the full story is indicated below. These story fragments will try their hardest to arrive on the first Saturday of every month. And as streams also typically take place on Saturdays, join them to share your thoughts and opinions. There may be one taking place shortly after this video, so examine the top of the description for more information. The knowledge has been imparted to you. Upon our journey, the pieces shall fall into place.